Al Ali sporting director Rui Pedro Baz, yeah, that's his name, has said that Ivan Toney will not be allowed to leave the club in this January transfer window. Toney has been heavily linked with a move back to the Premier League and Everton being one of his suitors for the move. But Pedro Baz said Ivan Toney is a top player, a top striker. The rumours around this possible exit are not based on reality. It's just not true. We are counting on him for the season. Everton have also been linked with moves for former striker Richarlison, Troy Parrott, Republic of Ireland striker who's had a great week, hasn't he? And Francolino Jew of Midtjylland. They're all still being reported as possible targets for Everton in January. Everton striker Tierno Barry has told The Athletic that he's determined to succeed at Everton and how every challenge he treats as him against him. He's even got a tattoo of it saying it. Barry told Paddy Boyland in an interview that he found it difficult to settle when he moved to Bâle. It took him 18 games to score his first goal, but once he got that first goal and the pressure came off, he then went on to score frequently in Switzerland. And he's expecting the same thing to happen in his time at Everton. Obviously, he hasn't scored a goal yet. The last game against Fulham, he had one disallowed, didn't he? Which was really unfortunate for him. But he did get 19 goals last season, scored 8 for Bâle before moving to Villarreal, where he went in and got 11 there once he'd settled in. So I think if you look back at Barry's career so far, everywhere he stepped, he's sort of gone to a level. He's met the level and then stepped up to his next club. He's found his feet and sort of coped really well. He's done the same at Bâle, then the same again at Villarreal. And we can only hope he's going to do it at Everton. He's got the attributes to do well. He also goes on to say in the interview that he only came into football age 16, 17. He wasn't at an academy, so he got into football at a later age than some other kids. And therefore, the discipline it took made it difficult for him at first, that the single-mindedness you need to be a professional footballer, but he's got on top of all that and developed every year. So that's all we can hope. Listen, it'd have been amazing if he'd have come in and got goals straight away and was up and running. It hasn't happened, but you're only as good as your last game, and against Fulham, it was his best performance for Everton. So hopefully he'll take that on and continue to work hard and get himself some goals and then kick on like he's done at every other club in his career so far. David Moyes has praised new signing Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall for his influence on the team. Basically, Moyes has said he's made Everton a better footballing team. Moyes said he's made such a difference to us. He's made us more creative and sort of cultured in the way we play. I feel he might be going under the radar a little bit. He's playing well. He does the work, covers lots and lots of ground, and is an intelligent player as well. He's been an excellent addition to the football club. And he has, I think Dewsbury Hall's done really well. There was a couple of games he didn't quite get into it. Other than that, I think he's been really good, and he was excellent in the win over Fulham as well. I think the one thing he needs to do, and he said this himself, is add some goals, because this team doesn't score anywhere near enough goals, and we're expecting players like him who play every week to get on the score sheet more regularly. Jack Grealish is another one, and Jai's doing it over on the right. He's got 4. We need Grealish to match that. We need Dewsbury Hall to weigh in with his goals. But I do think he's been a really good sign, and I think he's really busy, nicks the ball back, passes it, gets us moving. I do actually think he could be better a little bit deeper. It would allow Everton to play Alcaraz at times and let him play higher and have Dewsbury Hall a little bit deeper. But I agree with David Moyes. I think he's come in and done really well for us and got us playing more football. So hopefully that'll continue. And finally, Everton don't have any plans to offload midfielder Tim Irabunum in the January transfer window. That's contrary to some reports doing the round saying the Toffees could even accept what they paid for him at Aston Villa, which is just a mental thing to even write, but that's what some people have written. He's made 8 appearances in the Premier League for Everton this season, including starting the last game in the win over Fulham. David, according to the football club, he is part of David Moyes' squad for the season, and like I said, did really well against Fulham. I think He's another one. I've just been talking about Dewsbury Hall and Jack Grealish adding goals. Well, when Irabun's in the squad, in the side rather, he's got to start putting the ball in the back of the net. He's had a few opportunities where you think he could have done better, and that's what we need him to do. We need him to get in amongst it and get himself a goal. And, you know, there was one, certainly, the Brighton game early on in the season, first home game at Hill Dickinson. He had a really good chance, made it brilliantly, and then put it wide. And then in the last game against Fulham, when Tarkowski's header hits the crossbar, he should be smashing that rebound home, and he miskicked it. Luckily for us, Idrissa Gana Gueye was on hand to smash it home, but that should have been a goal for Tim Irabunum. So that's what he needs to add to his game as well. But he's definitely coming on, and I think I've said a couple of times, if he can just get his decision-making right, just that fraction of a second quicker, he'd be a really good player for Everton. He's got loads of good attributes, so it's good to see that the club are sort of quashing any rumours that he's about to be sold in January. That is it for the News Daily. Make sure you check out all of our other content that's there. Like, subscribe to the channel. It makes a big difference. Thanks for watching. See you later.